Hello YouTube friends, Dr. Teresa here again. I thought today it would be fun to do a video on seahorse babies. They are so cute, and what's really fun to see about them is that they are miniatures of the adults. So we're going to look at some babies of Hippocampus erectus, like the species we're looking at now, and some dwarf seahorses. Here's a shot of Hippocampus erectus babies in a 300-gallon aquarium, and you can see there are probably hundreds of them. That's pretty typical. Hippocampus erectus will give birth to several hundred babies at a time. And notice that they're floating. They're pelagic. Here they are about 1 week old, and you can see they do look like miniatures of their moms and dads. Here's one of about 2 weeks old. Very big snouts, and they're starting to fill out their body a little bit more at this stage. And here we have one at about 4 weeks old, and still they're more comfortable swimming rather than hanging on to things. Typically they'll hang on more at night, but they prefer that pelagic state until they get to be about 2 months, which is what we have here. You can see in the background there's a 2-month-old baby, and in the foreground there's a guy who has tons and tons of cirri. I have them submerged in some macroalgae that's loaded with copepods, and so they're feeding on those. And here we have 2 seahorses. One on the right is the mama, and on the left is a 4-month-old baby. And she's just kind of playing around looking at the mysis shrimp that mom is feeding on. So it's really fun to see how those babies change over time. Now we're looking at some newborn dwarf seahorse babies, and believe it or not, these babies are bigger than the Hippocampus erectus babies, and look, they're already hitching on. Here's one that's probably about a week old already. And this guy's probably about 2 weeks old, but they're in the same tank with their parents, eating the same food, and they're hitching on right away. Here's another one, probably about 3 weeks old. He's there on that pink anemone. And then if you look towards the center and to the right, again, there are a couple more that are about that 3-week-old age. And then here there are 2 seahorses, a dwarf adult on the right, and then approximately a 4-week-old on the left. And then here we see some more dwarf seahorses, and on the left we have a baby who's probably about 6 weeks old. He's getting big, probably considered a juvenile now. Just fits right in with the adults, doing the same thing, looking for food. And then here on the right, at the top of that colorful anemone, we have a juvenile baby seahorse dwarf about 2 months old. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to look at the seahorses and see the babies and how they look so much like adults from the time they're born and how they transform over time. Thanks so much for watching. I always appreciate you here with me. Take care.